10th standard Geography 6th lesson Physical Geography of Tamil Nadu. This is second part. In the first part we have seen about that is Tamil Nadu is divided into the physical divisions of Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, plateaus and coastal plains and inland plains. We have seen in the first part. Now we are going to see in the second part about drainage, then soils, climate, etc. Now we'll see about what is drainage system of Tamil Nadu. Rivers of Tamil Nadu are its lifeline. So rivers are most important for the Tamil Nadu. Though it has many rivers, the rivers of Kaveri, Palar, Ponnayar, Vaigai, Tamirabarani are the notable rivers in Tamil Nadu. Most of the rivers of Tamil Nadu originate from Western Ghats and flows towards east and drain into the Bay of Bengal. So, in the most of the rivers starts from the Western Ghats, flow towards the east and drain into the Bay of Bengal. We'll see about one by one river. Now we'll see about Kaveri. The river Kaveri originates at Talakaveri in the Brahmagiri hills of Kudagu or Gurk district of Karnataka in the Western Ghats. The total length of Kaveri river is 805 km. About 460 km of its course falls in Tamil Nadu. It serves as the boundary between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. It forms Hokkainakal waterfalls in Dharmaburi district. Mettur Dam is also called as the Stanley Reservoir. A tributary called Bhavani joins Kaveri. The two more tributaries are Noyyal and Amaravati. So Bhavani, Noyyal and Amaravati are the tributaries of Kaveri river. The river is wider in the Karur region. So it is called as Ahandra Kaveri. In Tiruchirappalli district, the river branches into two parts. That is, northern branch is called Kolliroon or Kollidam and southern branches remains Kaveri. So the northern part of Kaveri is Kollidam and southern branch is called as Kaveri. From here, Kaveri Delta begins. After flowing for about 16 km, the two branches join again to form the Srirangam island. So, Kollidam and Kaveri branches join together again, that is called as Srirangam island. The Grand Anaikat is also called as Kallanai. It was built in the river Kaveri. It merges into the Bay of Bengal to the south Kadalur. Now we'll see about the Palar river. The Palar river rises from the Kolar district of Karnataka. Ponnai, Gaundinya Nadi, Malattar, Cheyyar and Killiyar are the major tributaries of the Palar river. It flows through the districts of Vellore and Kanjipuram before entering into the Bay of Bengal near Kuvattur. Ten Pennayar or Ten Ponnayar. It originates from the eastern slope of Nandi Durga hills in eastern Karnataka. There are the two branches, that is Gadilam and the Ponnayar, and Chinnar, Markanda Nadi, Vanniyar and Pambar are the tributaries of the Ten Ponnayar. And this Ponnayar is considered the sacred by Hindus and festivals held during the Tamil month of Thai, that is January to February. Vaigai River. Vaigai River rises from the eastern slopes of the Varusanadu hills of Western Ghats of Tamil Nadu. That is, its start from the eastern slopes of Varusanadu hills of the Western Ghats. It flows through the districts of Madurai, Sivagangai and Ramanathapuram. The surplus water from the tanks is finally discharged into the Park Strait near Ramanathapuram. Now we'll see about Thamirabarani. The name is interpreted as Thamiram, that is copper. Thamiram means copper and Varuni it means streams of river. So the names comes as the copper streams of river. Together it is known as Thamirabarani river. The water of these rivers gives a copper-like appearance due to the presence of dissolved suspended red soil. Due to the red soil, the Thamirabarani river seems to be like a copper. So it is called as the Thamirabarani river. It originates from the peak of Podigai hills on the Western Ghats above Papanasam in the Ambasamutram Taluk. Karayar, Servalar, Manimuttar, Pachayar, Chittar and Ramanadi are the main tributaries. It is only the perennial rivers in South India. Perennial, it means always gets water in the river. In the Thamirabarani river, so it is called as the in the Thamirabarani river also you can get water, so it is called as the perennial river. So it is the main perennial river in the South India. This is the only perennial river in the South India. Climate of Tamil Nadu. The Tamil Nadu lies to the south of Tropic of Cancer, which is near the equator. Due to that, Tamil Nadu receives vertical sun rays. So, always Tamil Nadu gets temperature high throughout the year. Though the state falls within the hot climatic zone, the east coast of Tamil Nadu enjoys the tropical maritime climate. The Bay of Bengal and Indian Ocean influence the climate of coastal regions, while the east coast experiences tropical maritime climate. The west regions enjoys the mountainous climate. Low altitude and distance from the sea are the reason for the high temperature and dry conditions in the central part of Tamil Nadu. So in the central part of Tamil Nadu, low altitude and distance from the sea, that is what the high temperature. The central part of Tamil Nadu gets high temperature and dry conditions. There are the different seasons of Tamil Nadu, that is winter season, summer season, southwest monsoon and northeast monsoon. So winter season it means January to February. Summer season it means March to May. Southwest monsoon June to September. Northeast monsoon comes in the October to December. Winter season during January and February, the vertical sun rays of the sun fall between the Tropic of Capricorn and the equator. So, Tamil Nadu and India on the whole country receive slanting rays from the sun. So, the weather is slightly cooler during these months. Winter temperature in Tamil Nadu varies from 15 degrees Celsius to 25 degrees Celsius. Summer season of Tamil Nadu. The apparent migration of the sun towards north during March, April and May results in the reception of vertical sun rays by South India. So, there is steady rise in temperature from the equator. Hence, Tamil Nadu located to the south of Tropic of Cancer experiences high temperature. Generally, the temperature varies from 30 degrees Celsius to more than 40 degrees Celsius. Southwest monsoon. Tamil Nadu gets rain during the monsoon season due to the southwest trade winds blow towards the northern hemisphere. The annual rainfall of the state is 32% throughout the southwest monsoon. Now we'll see about the northeast monsoon. The northeast monsoon season commences from month of October and lasts till mid-December. The migration of the sun from Tropic of Cancer to the Tropic of Capricorn causes a change in receiving temperature and air pressure during this season. So the migration of the sun from the Tropic of Cancer to the Tropic of Capricorn, due to that the temperature, receiving temperature and air pressure during this season. Soils of Tamil Nadu. The soils in Tamil Nadu are broadly classified into 5 types, that is alluvial soil, black soil, red soil, laterite soil and saline soil. Now we will see alluvial soil. These are formed by the deposition of sediment by the rivers. It is found in the river valley region and the coastal plains of Tamil Nadu. So generally this type of the soil you can see in the area of Tanjavur, Tiruvarur, Nagapattinam, etc. Black soil. Black soils are formed by the weathering of igneous rocks. It is also known as regur soil. This soil is suitable for the cotton growing and it is also known as black cotton soil. This type of the soil is found in the districts of Coimbatore, Madurai, Virudhunagar, etc. Saline soil. Saline soil in Tamil Nadu are confined to the Coromandel coast. Vedaranya has a more of saline soil. However, the T tsunami waves on December 26, 2004 brought a lot of sand and deposited it along the east coast of Tamil Nadu. The T tsunami made the coastal areas unsuitable for cultivation to a considerable extent. So the T tsunami in the coastal areas made the soil for the unsuitable for the cultivations. Formerly it was suitable for the cultivation before T tsunami comes, but after in 2004 December 26 the coastal soil made as the saline soil, that is not for suitable for the cultivation. Now we will see about soil erosion. What is soil erosion? Soil is a non-renewable resource. It is very difficult to replace the soil once it gets degraded. Deforestation, overgrazing, urbanization and heavy rain are the responsible for the soil erosion in Tamil Nadu. That is deforestation, overgrazing, urbanization and heavy rain are the responsible for the soil erosion. Soil erosion reduces the fertility of soil, which in turn reduces agricultural productivity. Due to the soil erosion, the fertility also reduces in the soil. So due to this, the agriculture productivity is also less. So it is necessary to take intensive care to conserve the soil resources.